no one expected this flight to matter. A quiet boarding gate, a red-eye schedule, 16 long hours in the air. And yet, within minutes of the news breaking, the entire C-drama fandom was already spiraling. Because when Xiao Zhan reportedly boarded that flight, fans didn't just see a journey across continents. They saw a question that's been hanging in the air for years suddenly come alive again. Why now? Why this far? And why Wang Yibo? Before anyone could even catch their breath, blurry airport photos began circulating, social media timelines froze, and one simple rumor turned into an emotional storm no one saw coming. What happened next is where things get complicated. Because, according to fan sightings and online chatter, this wasn't just a casual overseas trip. The timing raised eyebrows. The destination raised even more. And when whispers of an unexpected reunion began spreading, fans realized this might be something far bigger than a coincidence. 16 hours is not a short flight. You don't take it lightly, and you definitely don't take it without a reason. But what that reason truly was remains carefully unspoken. As the hours passed, the tension only grew. Fans across the USA, Europe, Asia, Canada, and Australia were refreshing feeds non-stop, translating posts at lightning speed and dissecting every frame of every shaky video. Some claimed Xiao Zhan looked unusually serious at the airport. Others noticed small details that felt almost too intentional to ignore. And then came the moment that sent chills through the fandom. Reports that Wang Yibo was in the same city at the same time. No official confirmation, no press release, just enough overlap to ignite everything. 2. Now here's where the story takes an emotional turn. Because for many fans, this wasn't just about two stars crossing paths. It reopened memories. Memories of shared screens, shared interviews, shared silence afterward. Years have passed. Careers have evolved. Paths have diverged. At least publicly. And yet, somehow, a 16-hour flight managed to pull all those emotions back to the surface in one single moment. If you've been in this fandom long enough, you already know why this hit so hard. But just when everyone thought the story couldn't get more intense, another detail emerged. A fan account claimed to witness what looked like a brief, private interaction. No photos, no videos, just a description. Quiet, restrained, and deeply emotional. Was it real? Impossible to verify. But the way it spread tells you everything you need to know about how desperate people were for answers. Because when something feels unfinished, even the smallest spark can feel monumental. And let's be clear, no one involved has made any public statements. Everything remains wrapped in speculation, careful language, and respectful distance. But sometimes silence speaks louder than words, especially when both sides remain silent at the same time. Fans noticed, analysts noticed, even casual viewers started asking questions. And suddenly, a single flight became the most talked about moment in recent C-drama celebrity news. At this point, you might be wondering, why would Xiao Zhan make such a demanding journey during such a busy period? Industry schedules are tight. Public appearances are planned months ahead. Energy is carefully managed. That's why this trip raised so many eyebrows. Some believe it was purely professional. Others feel there may have been something more personal, something that didn't need cameras or headlines. And the truth is, we may never know, at least not officially. But here's the cliffhanger fans can't stop thinking about. Sources suggest this reunion, if it happened the way fans believe, was incredibly brief. No long stay, no public outing. Almost as if it was meant to happen quietly and then disappear again, That detail alone has fueled countless theories. Why fly 16 hours for such a short moment? Why now, after so much time? And why keep it so private? As emotions ran high, fan comments flooded every platform. Some expressed shock. Others admitted they cried. Many simply said they felt closure, or perhaps the opposite. A reopening of feelings they thought they'd already processed. And right here, if you're one of those fans who felt that sudden wave of emotion, take a second to like this video. It tells the algorithm you're part of this story too, and it helps us bring you the moments that matter most. Interestingly, what followed wasn't chaos, but restraint. No scandals, no trending accusations, just a quiet, collective holding of breath. That alone says a lot about how deeply both Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo are respected globally. Their audiences span cultures and continents, and yet the response remained surprisingly mature. Fans weren't demanding answers. They were simply feeling, and just when things seemed to calm down, subtle online activity reignited everything again. A liked post here, a timing overlap there. Nothing direct, nothing explicit, but enough to remind everyone that in this industry, nothing is truly accidental. Or maybe everything is. That uncertainty is what keeps people hooked. And it's exactly why this story refuses to fade. Now imagine being in their position. Two of the most recognized faces in modern C-drama history, every movement watched, every silence analyzed. Choosing privacy in a world that thrives on exposure is not easy, which is why this possible reunion, quiet, fleeting, and emotionally charged, has become so powerful in the minds of fans. It wasn't loud, it wasn't performative. And maybe that's why it felt real. As we reach this point in the story, one thing becomes clear. Whether this meeting was professional, personal, or something in between, it reminded everyone of the connection that once defined an era. And sometimes, reminding is enough. No confirmation needed, no statements required, just the knowledge that somewhere, at some moment, two paths crossed again. Before you go, drop a comment with your thoughts. Not rumors, not demands. Just how this news made you feel. Your voice matters here. And if you want to stay updated on emotionally charged C-drama celebrity stories like this one, make sure you're subscribed. Because stories like these don't end, they just pause. And as for that 16-hour flight, it landed, it departed, and it left behind more questions than answers. Maybe that was the point all along.